And this motherfucker sees a lot of sliding around to defend Tariq. That's what it is. There's a lot of sliding around to defend him. But the bottom line, when you go and your definition of a nigga is the definition of a nigga. It is Webster. If you create a definition of a tether, then all of us fall into that category.
Fuck, you can't get on me. I might jump on the stage with a stick on me. Every cornerback women got a pick on them. Every Glock in it big got a dick on it. How you watching my live won't click on it? I'm a butt on a roll and no tick on it. They ain't tell you about root, I got a kick on me. I just pray that my dog don't switch on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reset TV, and this is your host, Gravitating Away. Now, I don't know if you guys ever had this problem, but there's a lot of raccoons running around and not enough animal control, right? I mean, these raccoons are running around loose on that plantation, man. It's getting crazy. I don't know if y'all saw that recent back and forth with Tariq Nasheed and Uncle Luke. Keep in mind, about 2 years ago, they had a minor back and forth, but things has actually taken steam, right? Gotten a little deeper. I could see both perspectives from both individuals, right? And I have a surprising take. I could have easily sided with Uncle Luke when he was talking about the division and xenophobia with certain type of, delineation from a certain group or groups, multiple. But that stuff never necessarily bothered me, right? And the reason why it never really bothered me, I know how strong my core is and how hard I am on my square, right? How much it matters to me. Certain affiliations, how I was brought up, those that I was around. So I don't have to question how true I am to my people. But the problem with an Uncle Luke, right? The same Uncle Luke that I gotta keep you guys, in understanding that he pushed out a certain type of music. And I could never really give his acclaim to fame some type of honorable mention. Now, if you want to talk about him going all the way out there, right, in Congress, etc., to help freedom of speech, fine. But was he on some conscious shit? Of course not. He was promoting more detrimental things on our women, etc. I don't want to go deep that rabbit hole because I know a lot of y'all just want to have fun. You don't want to hear nothing like that, right? Some of y'all just want to have fun. You don't think nothing was wrong with that type of bass music. Mind you, I'm from South Florida. I love bass music, but I'm no fool. I know Uncle Luke is not somebody to be revered as some type of activist or leader. Now, every now and then, Uncle Luke says some amazing things in the past that I could get on board with. But I gotta keep this in mind. He's not somebody I would look to, right? For political opinions, somebody that's a leader. Now, Tariq Nasheed, for the better part of 15 plus years, I've been following along with him, right? Watch different grifts, different angles of whatever it is that he was pushing, whether it was his Pan-African movement he was pushing, his ADOS movement he was pushing, his More Us movement. Now he's found a niche where he's comfortable. It's his FBA movement. And again, it is what it is. If you subscribe to that particular group, it is what it is. Some people say that FBA group is a representation of all African Americans. I don't believe that. It's a small percentage that follows along with that stuff. But this is not a video about how Tariq's FBA is detrimental. Oh no, oh no. I'm actually going to side with Tariq Nasheed. He's not wrong. And let me tell you why a Tariq Nasheed in my book will never be wrong is when he calls out one of these Democrat raccoons. I just wish he went after Plies a little more, but then again, Plies is irrelevant. Going back to Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke is basically one of these Ricky Smiley characters, D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, etc., Charlemagne the Devil as well, that pushes us blindly to give our votes to so-called representatives that were hand chosen, right? They're not grassroots, right? Raised and organically through the people. These are folks that has nothing to do for the community, right? Communita, as some of y'all might say. Tariq schooled that man. And it was refreshing to hear and see. Mind you, I'm a critic of Tariq, not younger Tariq Nasheed, because I was rocking with a lot of stuff he was pushing. Now he got a grift that I personally can't rock with because it's more about talking points and collecting dividends instead of actually making real moves. Then you got a lot of people with bitterness and certain, prejudice that they latch on to that whole FBA movement. They hear a Tariq Nasheed speech, all of a sudden they're saying the same verbiage Tariq is saying. They're, putting up this shield where it's like black versus black, but these are the same people that would tell you it's about white supremacy, but they got all the smoke for other black folks. I can't rock with it. But Tariq schooled Uncle Luke. Make no mistake about it. Uncle Luke wants us, right, to side with Kamala Harris. This is the same man that talks about how black folks are used and abused and misused, yet you're over here going to push a Kamala Harris, right? Without breaking down policy or anything. It's like Ply saying, oh, you got to go with AKA versus KKK. A very mediocre juvenile elementary schooling of words versus Kamala and Trump, right? Etc. But no, Uncle Luke, you would just think, based off some of the stuff he said in the past, that he wouldn't blindly try to give us a Kamala Harris. But no surprise, all of these old head raccoons are going for the okie doke, or rather hoping we go for the okie doke and think their so-called, right, fame or faded fame, however you want to see it, is enough to influence us. Mind you, this cosplaying raccoon Uncle Luke, man, he's the same guy back in 2016 says, I'm with Trump on this one. The Democrat Party don't give a damn about black people. Welcome to Luke Records. Like, the problem that I have is, 1 minute you're giving us an understanding that we can agree with that, okay, the Democratic Party hasn't done nothing. Next thing you know, they throw out a fake Barack Obama, or rather female version of Barack Obama, which she's really unremarkable, in Kamala Harris. All of a sudden, he's shifting his views again. It's back to identity politics, which is our biggest detriment to have any bargaining chips at the table, right? To make real moves. He's pushing Kamala Harris. This is the problem we have, because these so-called people that has interjected themselves, i.e. these people meaning black celebrities, interjected themselves as our leaders when you're nothing but entertainers. Again, I've said this in previous videos. No other groups, right? No other groups' entertainers are their leaders. But here come black folks. We just ignorant, y'all. So we can't have any intelligent representatives, any real true grassroots spokesmen. We gotta have the Uncle Lukes of the world, the Plies, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, those Boulay brothers. Nah, man, nah. As much as I got some issues with Tariq Nasheed, he was 1000% correct for calling you out. I smelled raccoon coming from you, Luther. You ain't do nothing for the community but give us booty shaking music, brother. That ain't pivotal. Like, I'm sorry, if you want to give Tariq your hard-earned money for a museum, right? Hidden History Museum that has been turned into a club, a shindig, everything but anything, right? Progressive in terms of black history. I'm not gonna make any more videos on that. I'm telling you, you want to be, look, put it like this. Every day there's a sucker born, right? I can't help you. If you a grown-ass man and woman still giving money, right, to people who hasn't shown you anything productive in terms of the cause, the grassroots movement, that's you. But it was refreshing to see Tariq Nasheed play animal control for one of the loose raccoons on that Democratic plantation, i.e. Uncle Luke. It was wonderful to see. I'm sorry. Some people might be upset by that, but bravo. I loved it. Hey, Uncle Luke, you and your inner circle friends, man, like, we really still trying to shame black men. No one's even talking about the amount of black women that are actually not rocking with Kamala Harris, by the way. But it's like an agenda to keep painting black men as useless. They keep promoting these gender wars, and in real life, if we were to keep it 100, I see a lot of black men and women that get along, y'all. It's only when you go on the internet you really start believing this war, because there's a narrative that gotta be pushed. So the Uncle Lukes of the world, the Plies, etc., so many of them, they're pushing this narrative that black men are against a black woman in a Kamala Harris. Forget the fact that we actually probably educated ourselves and said, you know what? This broad ain't the one, man. She ain't the one for me to lay my hopes and dreams. But like the last time we focused on hopes and yes we can BS was with Obama. And I'm still waiting. Damn near how long it's been? 16, 15 years later, I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what was the biggest difference that, you know, Barack Obama made in black people's lives. Nobody can tell me, but they worshiped him like Jesus Christ. So no, bravo for Tariq Nasheed to call out that raccoon. See, a grifter like a Tariq Nasheed, and some might get offended when I say that, but I've met so many types of Tariq Nasheeds in the world, in my community, that I understand the game and I'm not mad at him. You know why? If you're dumb enough to follow that movement and not understanding the intricacies of what really that it takes for reparations to make real changes, everything that Tariq Nasheed is not really necessarily doing, then you deserve to get scammed. So I'm not mad at Tariq when he's scamming y'all for the money. But the reason why I was happy Tariq called out an Uncle Luke, because I believe guys like a Uncle Luke, Ricky Smiley, D.L. Hughley, Charlemagne the God, right? So much more, but I'm talking about the men in particular, right? In an era where we're losing our masculinity from mostly the black home, right? The black family, a family that has been destroyed here in America. And I ain't trying to get, you know, Malcolm X's on y'all. I'm just saying, when you're watching certain men that's supposed to reinforce the men at the helm of things, these guys are catering, right, for their inner circle to push on, again, what the Democrats perceive is a black woman being more important, more powerful than the structure having a man on top. I can't go with it. It's dangerous. These narratives where you're constantly attacking black men for taking a step back and say, hold up, let me, you know, take my time with these things. It's not just about the presidential election. It's looking at the entire left, right? And how detrimental it has been for the black community. It's us saying, you know what? Yeah, there's some people saying we're happy Trump gave a stimulus check, but there are many of us, it's not about the damn stimulus check, guys. It's the decade upon decade of nothingness from the Democrats. In fact, a lot of black guys that don't want to vote for the Democrats are not even voting for Republicans. They're just saying, hey, don't use me as your tool, right? Go play court jester for that plantation, but take along with you the crowd that want to follow. Those of us that has woken up, and I'm seeing a lot of my brothers and sisters waking up. Shout out to y'all. They're basically saying, no mas, not for me. You can follow Massa, I'm good. And for those of you that are voting for Trump, I ain't mad at you either. But I know one thing for sure, Uncle Luke represents something dangerous. This is a man that understands what his community is, especially if you're from here in South Florida. And this guy is pushing a Kamala Harris out of nowhere, by the way. That is dangerous. And then again, I'm not that surprised because he's so tied up and close with a Ricky Smiley, Uncle Luke, that is. So shout out to you, Tariq Nasheed. I need more of it. I don't care if you guys self-destruct one another, but I need to see these raccoons running loose on that Democratic plantation, right? I need to see more of them be attacked by animal control by default of Tariq Nasheed. You did a wonderful job and I gotta salute it. I'm sorry. I stand on that.